This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. CVM and the union agreed to more talks on vaccine ultimatum. Weeks after issuing a COVID-19 vaccination ultimatum to its workers, CVM TV has requested to have a local-level meeting with the National Workers Union in the hope of settling the issue. The meeting between the union and the television station is to be arranged for a day next week. The trade union stepped in after CVM TV had refused to withdraw its controversial vaccination mandate. Earlier this month, the company issued a letter advising staff that as of September 20, anyone who is unvaccinated will be required to produce a negative COVID-19 test at their expense each Monday to HR, the correspondence read. There will be no exceptions unless a certified medical report is provided to HR, exempting the person due to medical conditions. CVM's Chief Executive Officer, Shamina Khan, had also indicated that the new requirement was non-negotiable. However, during a meeting on Tuesday with both parties and representatives from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, lawyers representing the TV station asked for an opportunity to meet with the trade union to discuss the matter. General Secretary of NWU, Granville Valentine, said that the union had agreed to the dialogue and was hopeful for an amicable settlement. I am of the view that the guidance that the company is getting now is sound. I am of the further view that the company did not take proper guidance before acting in the manner that they did, Valentine told the news on Tuesday. So we want to settle the matter. We want for the workers to be comfortable back at their jobs. We also want for the protocols to be in place and for people to follow, he added. Valentine has accused the CVM's management of bullyism and inhumane treatment. Both parties will again meet with the Labor Ministry next week, Friday. Efforts to reach Khan were unsuccessful. It is unclear whether the company is considering withdrawing the ultimatum or will be paying the affected workers for the days that they have been out of work. CVM's attorney-at-law, Conrad George, was in a very optimistic mood, describing Tuesday's meeting as very successful. I have every reason to believe that the matter will be resolved peacefully and satisfactorily, he said. However, he was unable to say if CVM TV would be honoring the union's request. Meanwhile, Christopher Barnes, president of the Media Association of Jamaica, said that the organization has not yet taken a position on mandatory vaccination. Furthermore, he said CVM TV was no longer a member of the MEJ. Less than 8% of the Jamaican population is fully vaccinated. Jamaican businessman fined for illegally departing Guyana. A 38-year-old Jamaican businessman was on Wednesday fined Guyana $20,000, approximately $14,133.76, after pleading guilty to illegally departing Guyana. Peyton Maurice Smith, a resident of Kingston, appeared before No. 51 Village Magistrate Court on charges of illegal departure. If he fails to pay the fine, Smith will serve the alternative sentence of 3 weeks in jail. According to Guyana's Demerara Waves, Smith departed Guyana for Suriname without reporting to immigration authorities. He was arrested by Surinamese authorities and sent back to Guyana. He was subsequently arrested in Guyana on Monday, September 27, and charged 2 days later. Truck driver taken to hospital after Toll Road and Marcus Garvey Drive crash. The driver of a truck who was rushed to the hospital after the vehicle he was operating overturned on the Portmore Toll Road close to Marcus Garvey Drive on Wednesday. Full details as to what caused the crash are still not clear, but according to one motorist, the driver was trying to avoid a collision with another vehicle before he lost control of the heavy-duty vehicle. A dashcam video of the incident showed the truck swaying on the busy thoroughfare before overturning. The incident caused a massive traffic pile-up leading to the Portmore Toll Road. One motorist said the traffic situation lasted for well over 5 hours until the roadway was cleared. Call for infrastructural changes on Rose Hall Main Road following fatal crash. Another call has come for infrastructural changes on the Rosehall Main Road in Montego Bay, St. James, following Wednesday's fatal crash. Anthony Murray, councillor for the Rosehall Division, warned that the area has become a speeding trap for motorists. He said a section of the road, which is more popularly known as the Elegant Corridor, can be designated a school zone to help in getting motorists to cut their speed. Mr. Murray said there is also need for streetlights along the road to be repaired or replaced.
Thirdly, there is a section, especially close to where that accident happened last evening, that the surface of the road needs to be looked at. It has become very bumpy, and especially when it rains, we have several fatal accidents, including the one yesterday, happened in that vicinity. What I'm asking, I'm appealing to the drivers as well who are using this Rosal Road, because the raceway has nothing over the Rosal Road as it relates to speeding. It has become a speeding trap for many residents, many motorists,
53-year-old Lincoln Blake, a vendor of Wellington Street in Falmouth, Trelawney, died when 5 vehicles crashed along the Rosehall Main Road about 6:20 p.m. The other injured people were admitted in hospital. The police are appealing to the driver of the Nissan AD wagon motor car who fled the scene of the crash to report to the Barnet Town Police or the nearest police station immediately. Body of Portland farmer retrieved after 4-day effort. The body of 65-year-old Portland farmer Ronald Franklin has been retrieved following a 4-day recovery effort. Mr. Franklin, a farmer of Bonneview in Portland, was on the hunt for wild hogs in the hills of Bellevue in the parish on Sunday. It's understood that he fell over a precipice where he died. The Jamaica Defense Force Air Wing team had been attempting to retrieve his body since Monday, but the efforts were hampered by low visibility as well as the terrain. Mr. Franklin's body was eventually found during another attempt on Thursday morning about 10:30. Lone female defendant described as top-tier gang member. The lone female defendant in the Klansman one-down gang trial, Stephanie Christie, was this morning described as a top-tier member of the gang. A former member of the gang, who is the prosecution's first witness, testified that Christie held that position in the gang along with the defendant Kevon Green, the brother of the reputed leader of the gang, Andre Blackman Bryan. Defendant Fabian Johnson, who was identified by his alias Crux, was also named among top-tier members. A top-tier member was described by the witness, who is testifying via video link in the home circuit court, as a gangster above the foot soldiers. When asked by the prosecutor why he described Christie as a top-tier member, he replied, "She do all the gang's business like pay lawyers. She is the one who communicates with the police if there's a problem. She is the one who would go there and find out what's the problem. She also delivered messages. So Blackman would give her a message to give to someone when they don't want to talk about it on the phone," said the witness, who had described his main role as being the gang's banker and the driver. The witness made the admission about Christie while detailing the roles and ranks that some members of the gang had allegedly played. The witness told the court that in addition to foot soldiers and top-tier members, the gang also had killers and dons. According to the witness, a foot soldier was a person who go out and kill people and carry out duties for the gangs. He explained that some of the foot soldiers were more respected than others. It all depends on the amount of people them kill, so them gain respect based on the amount of people them kill, he testified. The witness, in recalling some of the alleged foot soldiers, named defendants Dylan McLean and Joseph McDermott. McLean was also described as being Blackman's bodyguard. Dons, the witness said, were responsible for residents in their communities and decided who lives and who dies. Brian and 32 other alleged gang members are being tried on an indictment of 25 counts under the Criminal Justice Act and the Firearms Act. The one-done gang is a breakaway faction of the Klansmen, reportedly led by incarcerated accessory to murder convict Tesha Miller. 251 additional COVID-19 cases, 9 more fatalities. 9 more COVID-19 fatalities have been recorded in Jamaica, increasing the tally to 1,869. The deceased are an 80-year-old man from St. Elizabeth, a 71-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, a 77-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, a 96-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, a 75-year-old man from St. Anne, a 56-year-old man from Kingston and St. Andrew, an 86-year-old woman from St. Elizabeth, a 72-year-old woman from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 70-year-old woman from St. Anne. The Ministry of Health says the deaths occurred on September 5 and 28. Meanwhile, there were 251 new cases, with ages ranging from 59 days to 91 years, pushing the total to 83,737, with 28,464 being active. Of the new cases, 110 are men and 141 are women. The parish breakdown is as follows: St. Catherine 76, Kingston and St. Andrew 63, Manchester 25, St. Thomas 24, Clarendon 21, St. James 13, St. Elizabeth 7, St. Mary 7, Westmoreland 6, Trelawney 5, St. Anne 2, Hanover 1 and Portland 1. A total of 1,367 tests were conducted. The country's positivity rate stands at 20.7%. In the meantime, there were 141 more recoveries, increasing the total to 52,817. Some 650 persons are in hospital, with 145 being moderately ill, 87 severely ill, and 37 critically ill. Some 37,270 persons are at home in quarantine. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.